Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. As always, I'm your host, Biro, and as I've been trying to do so you guys don't have to watch it, is having that intro a little long so I can get everything shared so that I can get right into everything with all of you. So, let's dive in. So, first off, we'll go straight into the NFL picks. So, the NFL picks last week was a good week. So last week I won a total of 14-2, guys. 14-2. So the two games I got wrong. Okay. Two games I got wrong. Minnesota versus the Colts. So the Vikings lost to the Indianapolis Colts. Go with the other game, the Raiders and the Saints. The Raiders pulled off a great upset in their home opener in their brand new stadium. First ever win. Derek Carr even signed the wall a la Eli Manning in Dallas. So, 14-2. Very, very good week. As you can see, I got my sheets of paper for my picks. Tonight, we got the beard versus the mustache. Gardner Minshew versus Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm going Jaguars. Why? The Jaguars have been in every game. Dolphins have done okay, but I think the Jaguars somehow get it done. I don't know why Minshew's been able to do it. I just think they will get this one. Sunday, starting with the 1 o'clock games. Bears over the Falcons. I know the Falcons have been able to start reeling in some points, but I think the Bears defense shuts it down. And I think Mitch continues to be good enough. That's all he ever had to be, is good enough. I don't expect Mitch Trubisky to be Peyton. I don't expect him to be Tom. He just needs to be a good game manager, being able to get the first down, being able to move the ball. So Chicago over Atlanta. Rams versus Buffalo. LA, Buffalo, Rams, Bills. Picking the Bills. It's at Buffalo. I think that gives them a little edge. I know fans not in stadiums, there's just something about home field advantage still. Even if it is piped in. So Bills, I think, get that one. Washington at Cleveland. I'm telling you, Baker's going to get this one done. He's going to go 2-1, and he's going to get them back on the right side. Washington, I think, will make it close. But like I said, Baker gets it done. Tennessee, Minnesota. Going Tennessee. As much as I wanted to go Vikings with this pick, it's pretty clear the offense is a hit or miss, honestly. If you start targeting Adam Thielen, hey Ethan, what's up? But as I was saying, you're looking at Titans and Vikings. I'm going Titans, man. Minnesota's there's just something off about them. Las Vegas, New England. I'm going New England. It's at New England. I think Cam gets it done. I do think Derek Carr and them keep it close at least. Ethan, I don't know when you exactly tuned in. I did pick Buffalo over LA Rams. Anyways, another 1 o'clock game. We got San Francisco and the Giants. I am picking San Francisco over the Giants. I know Mostert's not there, but they're running back by committee pretty much. I expect Garoppolo to be back. I haven't heard much on him. But the Giants could pull this upset. it's hard for me to say yes, they pull this upset, especially if San Francisco takes care of the ball. Unlike, oh, there we go. Unlike the Bears did in the second half. Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Biro, you're going to have to get used to losing. I'm only going with the Eagles because the Eagles are at home. They're falling apart. Let's be honest. Eagles are questionable. Yeah, Josh Allen has been on fire, man. Taking the league by storm, really, and still underrated somehow. Can you believe that? Like, Josh Allen, very good quarterback. He was a guy who no one talked about his running, but yeah, he's a great runner. Everyone talked about his arm, and now he's proving his arm is there this year. As Ethan has said, league leader in passing yards. And I don't expect anything less, especially with the game against the Rams where they're going to need more passing yards. But man, what having Diggs did a lot. Having the guys helped a lot. Now that he has more weapons than he knows what to do with, really, if you think about it, it only makes him that much better. Now, actually, I'm going to pull this up while I move on because it is worth talking about Josh Allen. But let's move on with Houston and Pittsburgh, last 1 o'clock game. Own merch, yeah, right? Ah, yes, the wife made myself a shirt and it looks awesome. I love it. It's a very comfortable shirt. Pittsburgh versus Houston. Going Pittsburgh. Houston, again, another one where Houston could easily win. I just think Pittsburgh is going to put it together. Now that Ben's back, they're going to put it together. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Let's see. I know what year he was drafted, but I want to see who else. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got to talk about that one. But anyways, the 4:05 games. There's two. You got the Jets and Colts. Going Colts, man. I mean, the Jets are basically self-destructing. That's even putting it nicely. Carolina and the Chargers. I'm going Carolina. For some reason, I'm just not sold on the Chargers yet. They looked really well last week. Carolina has been surprisingly okay as well. Anyways, the 4:25 games. There's three of those. You got Tampa Bay versus Denver. Denver lost a close one to Pittsburgh, but I'm going Tampa Bay with that one. Arizona and Detroit at Arizona. You got to go with Arizona. Arizona's looked really well, surprisingly. I didn't think they would. And see, I could see Herbert getting his first win over Carolina. It's a game that they should win. Especially with Taylor having a collapsed lung coming out. Yeah, that was. I'm sure that team doctor is going to get fired. To put it nicely. Put it very, very nicely. But like I said, Arizona's, to me, has been a surprise because I didn't expect 2-0. I expected 1-1, but I picked them 2-0, I'm pretty sure. Nope, did not. I picked them to be 1-1. But they've just been a very good offense, which is what Cliffsbury. Yeah, I think I messed up the last name. But everyone knows who he is. I think it's Cliffsbury. It's going to be butchered, I'm sure. No, Cliff's Kingsbury. I mixed his first name with the last name. Cliff Kingsbury. That makes more sense than Cliffsbury. Picking the Cards to win the West. I mean, it's honestly something that can happen. The thing, the only thing I ever have with the West is you always got to consider the Seahawks. It's the Russell Wilson factor. Thanks, Zach, for tuning in. Yes. Uh, yes. So recently there's been two deaths in the sports world. First, uh, I want to get the right name. I think it's. I don't know why the name is throwing me off. Yes, it is Joe. So Joe Laurinaitis passed away, and yes, Gale Sayers also passed away. So two legendary athletes in their own rights. Of course, Joe as a professional wrestler, the animal of the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. And of course, Gale Sayers, the Bears running back. Both great athletes, great people. All yesterday. As we're still trying to do our NFL picks, love the interactions, guys. I really do. As I was saying, Seattle over Dallas. I know I left off with Arizona over the Lions, but I think we got that. Yeah. So Seahawks over Dallas. Now the 8 o'clock game, Sunday night football. Green Bay, New Orleans. Got Saints, Packers. You don't hear this a lot from me, but I'm going Packers. Now, in these type of games, I love to pick the other team. The Saints are more questionable for me. I don't know what it is exactly. It could be because Michael Thomas isn't playing. Could be something struggling with them. But I'm going Green Bay over the Saints. It is in New Orleans. New Orleans always plays better there. But I'm going with the Packers. Monday night, you got Baltimore versus Kansas City. Yes, Dallas would be 0-2. That's why I'm going Seattle. But Kansas City, Baltimore, since it's at Baltimore, that is who I'm choosing to win that game. I'll be honest, Kansas City looked terrible last week. They got very lucky they have a good kicker. Very lucky. Because Justin Herbert balled out. Agreed, Ethan. Kansas City, Baltimore, going to be great. Now this article's old. It's almost a year old, actually. And I wanted to put into perspective Josh Allen because I know, Ethan, you're a big Bills guy. But like I said, Josh Allen. So the article says Josh Allen lagging behind. We all know that's not true. We know that's not true. But I wanted to compare the quarterbacks drafted with him in that first round. That was a very big time draft. So you got Baker Mayfield, you got Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen was 7, so he's right before Rosen and before Jackson. Now, between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, you could argue the two are the top two. Uh, if you want to say passing yards this year, definitely Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson leading a team in general. He got, I don't top two of the draft class. Let's just leave it at that. You can argue either way with those two guys. Honestly, you could. Josh Rosen fell off the face of the earth, and you can blame the Cardinals and you can blame the Cardinals coaches for that one. Sam Darnold. Yeah, number 2. I get that. But Sam Darnold, you could argue, was really good first year and just fell off the face of the earth after that. It's common. I don't think he was that good. He was okay. We'll leave it at okay. But easily still 4th out of these 5. Baker Mayfield, probably 3rd, just because he is still a good, decent starting quarterback at times. You got to say at times because, oh my gosh, they can be terrible. Honestly, I don't know how Baker got first. Looking back, even with the Oklahoma pedigree, even with everything, I was really surprised Baker was 1. Right, and Darnold's recently been hindered by Gase being terrible. Oh man, Gase. Yeah. Anyways, but if you compare all these 5 guys, Josh Allen's, like I said, top 2 easy. Where he ends up depends on Lamar as well. Lamar, everyone, I still don't understand why Lamar got so much, pretty much just got pushed down so far. And you can make it about race, you can make it about many things, but Lamar just had talent. Even in college, he just had talent. Doesn't mean best quarterback. Hey, he even says himself he's the best running back that throws the football. But we are now 21 minutes in. Let's move on. Well, breaking news. Thanks, ESPN. Hey, yeah, the Rams will be a good test for the Bills. But breaking news. Pac-12 will play a 7-game slate this November, starting in November. I'm going to check real quick, see if they have an actual day beginning November 6th. November 6th. I mean, the first weekend in November. It'll be interesting to see how these 7 games play out for them. For college. But what I was trying to do, switch it over to some basketball. Yeah, you heard that right. Some basketball. Oh, where to start? Where to start? I didn't even do that when I wanted to do that yesterday. So, the reason why show's even on Thursdays to begin with is because Wednesdays used to be the time, but I play basketball on Wednesdays in a men's league. Honestly, last night was not great at all. Yours truly was probably 1 for 3. That's all I shot. 0 for 1 from the free throw line, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. My only basket inside I made. So, yeah. Need to pick that up. It was a great test of the endurance. 45 nonstop minutes basically. I did sit out a few times because we had an extra guy. But we needed more than one. We needed more than one. So, in the NBA playoffs, since we are talking about basketball, the Heat look like they're going to the Eastern Conference or the finals, the NBA finals. They have the Celtics on the brink, and I think the real difference is the Heat just are gelling all at the right time. Boston, they've yet to really be full power. I mean, Gordon Hayward's back, but they're not quite full power. And they're already down 3-1. And let's just say the kid from Wisconsin, Tyler Hero, is performing greatly. $37 points, doing really well. And that leads us with a very short discussion, of course, as the Nuggets play the Lakers. The Nuggets, who should be up 2-1, are down 1-2. And the Lakers, I do expect the Nuggets to play very well tonight. I expect a 2-2. I don't think they're going to allow another 3-1 deficit. It would be really hard with the Lakers to come back from a 3-1 deficit. I do think a 2-2 gives them a better chance because then the Lakers have to think we really should be 3-1, losing right now 1-3. So that is where I am with that. Moving right along to baseball. Baseball. Don't really care about records. They're coming close to the end of the season already. This is last week. 60 games is their limit this year. So let's talk about who's in right now. You got the Rays, you got the Yankees, Twins, White Sox, Indians. There we go. Athletics are in. Here's the two teams they think will get in. Astros, Blue Jays for the American League. Then you're done. The only team with a very slim chance of making it. The Angels will probably not make it. Moving right along. Nationals. National League, I should say. Nationals not doing so good. National League. You got the Braves. They're locked. Got the Cubs. They're locked. Dodgers, Padres. Locked. Wide open from there, baby. So, the Marlins are expected to make it. The Cardinals and Reds are expected to make it. The Reds are a very intriguing team, let's just be honest. They were supposed to make it, and they've just struggled. Hate saying it, but they did. Go Yankees. Hey, they're doing really well. The league leader, actually, is a Yankee in home runs. I'm pretty sure first baseman. I can't give you the name right now. And the Giants also look to make it. But speaking of the home run race, whew, it's like 98 thinking about it. Not really. There we go. Luke Vogt of the Yankees. 21 home runs. Which is also really weird to say. 21 home runs is going to be the year high. Tied for third, though, from my Indians, Jose Ramirez. But ERA, you got Shane Bieber and Trevor. Bauer, former teammates now on opposite teams of Ohio. Shane Bieber also has 8 wins pitching. Shane Bieber's just doing really well. Also leads the league in strikeouts. Wish we would have Trevor Bauer still. Wish we had a lot of people still, but we don't because that's what the Indians do. Indians get rid of everybody. And yes, Ethan, Luke Vogt, home run hitting machine for the Yankees right now, which is interesting to say because you have Aaron Judge, you have Stanton, you have Gary Sanchez. You have a lot of home run hitters for a team that I'm pretty sure if they stayed healthy would be number one right now. Problem is, you guys keep getting hurt. But you guys always seem to rally and you always seem to come back because that's what the Yankees do. And I have nothing against the Yankees. The Yankees, good team. Oh yeah, Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, yeah. Yeah, you guys are like at full power, it looks like, if it's accurate. Did you see? Oh, would a 7-0 Pac 12 make the playoffs over a 10-0 SEC team? I did not see your question, but now that I see it, yeah, there's no way. If the SEC. One, because the SEC team is going to have 10 games. Two, they tend to favor the SEC to begin with. And I mean, coming from the area I do, that's just how we think. It may not be true because when you also look at it, the Big Ten's favored a lot. You know, we kind of also get favored. We can't really stick with it, you know. But 7-0, yeah, that's tough. 8-0, Big Ten. I do think the Big Ten would make it, but I think the 10-0 would be ranked higher still. Being honest. And I think the Big Ten ends up being 9-0 if it works out that way. All very interesting. That was a good question because with the year college football is, it's going to be very strange. Uh, the Big 12's already lost some games they probably shouldn't have. Because I know Iowa State lost. Kansas State was put on the ropes. Pretty sure. I don't remember if they lost, but they were put on the ropes. And of course, you know, the big schools are doing what big schools do, and that's win. Especially, you know, Clemson playing the Citadel. I have to throw that at them. I never understood playing the Citadel in football. I don't understand playing I don't understand playing FCS teams if you're a big time program. So like the year Michigan played Appalachian State, I don't understand why they played Appalachian State, but it gave me so much motivation to make fun of Michigan that year. Then again, Michigan just fell apart that year after that. But that's the thing. And there's one team that every week this year already in college football have not been able to play. Houston is supposed to play. I think it's North Texas. Oh, North Texas this week, and they don't get to play. Last week, I think it was. Let me look. I'm sure if I looked at the actual teams, I could find it. But they've had 4 canceled games because the opponent has decided. Where are they? There they are, Houston. Schedule. Yeah, they're 0-0. They were supposed to play Rice, postpone. Supposed to play Baylor, postponed. Supposed to play North Texas, postponed. Supposed to play Memphis, I heard, but also, well, that one was just flat out canceled. Supposed to play 4 games. Some schools are actually playing out of conference. So, like the Cougars, I'm just talking about Houston, Rice isn't in the American. I can tell you that right now. And they are supposed to play Rice. They're supposed to play Northern Texas. Northern Texas is not in the American Conference. I can tell you that too. But no, some conferences have a +1 this year. Some do have that +1. When I was talking about the Buckeyes, their +1's actually a conference game. So it is still in conference. Let's see. That's American, Sunbelt, AAC, or ACC, sorry. And you have your Army. You got your BYUs. You got your Notre Dame's playing an ACC schedule. We've already heard all about that from everyone. BYU is playing random teams as well because they're independents. So some teams are playing out of conference, but a lot of the games are going to be in conference this year. Last week was the Citadel versus Clemson. That was interesting. Oklahoma State played Tulsa. That's not a Big 12 game. Austin Peay does not play. Yeah, it's interesting because the +1 I find very interesting. I like seeing, though, I will admit, I like seeing UCF beating Georgia Tech 49-21. UCF is an interesting football program. Always had a very interesting basketball program, too. They used to be very middle of the road for both. Football's been top notch. Basketball is about to become the same thing. They're putting the money in, basically. To be noticed. And I find it very interesting. I'm curious how it's going to play out, too. Louisiana, Lafayette, or Louisiana University beat Georgia State. Last year, that was a close game. And it was a close game this year. Appalachian State lost to Marshall. And you had, of course, your canceled or postponed games. BYU and Army was postponed. That would have been a great game, man. Great game, both low 20s. All interesting, man. All interesting. College football is going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of in-conference. And exactly like the question you brought up, Ethan. Does a Pac-12 team get in over an SEC team? Answer, no. More than likely not. Especially if both are undefeated. Give that SEC team a loss. That's where the question becomes. If there's a 9-1 SEC team as champion, what happens? But we'll see how that plays out. And we'll see how everyone else plays this year. Once again, it's been Biro Sports Talk. Greatly appreciate Ethan, my cousin Zach, stopping by with the Legion of Doom Road Warrior animal comment. Thank you guys. Appreciate it, Ethan. You're always a great help, man, with your comments. Helps move the conversations. But, as always, thank you, and I will see you guys next week, 7 p.m. If you are watching this on Twitch, I'm hoping to get some games in. Haven't played games in about 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.